Hello and greetings from the Albuquerque office. I would like to thank you for the project award for the APS campus master plans we completed this year. This accomplishment is not something that I did alone, and there are many others who deserve to share in this award. So a big thanks you to the team members that worked on the project. Our team prepared the long-range campus master plans for 3 existing elementary schools for Albuquerque Public Schools. The campus master plan will serve to guide future development at each campus over the next 25 years to meet current APS design standards. The planning and design efforts involved extensive research of existing documentation for each school, including utility locations and capacity, easements, accessibility, and drainage, as well as a complete building conditions assessment to determine the appropriateness for future expansion or renovation. Our team met on numerous occasions with the APS Facility Design and Construction Department and with representatives of each school to determine school-specific space and equipment needs. APS space standards as well as specific APS guidelines for building systems, playground sustainability, and security were all incorporated into each master plan. The final master plan for each of the schools was completed on schedule and in compliance with all APS design criteria. With the passage of the recent $650 million APS bond and mill levy, additional design work for Huitt-Zollars with APS at these schools or at other campuses is very likely. In conclusion, I would like to thank you all for sharing in this occasion. It means a lot to me and our team to be recognized for the work we are passionate about and to continue our efforts to advance design within the company on all our projects. Thank you and have a safe and happy holiday.
Future public safety building. The 42,000 square foot 2-story building is comprised of the municipal courts and the police department. The municipal courts will have a courtroom, judge's chamber, court clerks, and administration area. The police department will have a command center, patrol area, space for detectives and narcotics agents, as well as evidence storage rooms. The users wanted an inviting building where the public would feel safe and welcomed. We accomplished this by connecting the court and police areas with an inviting 2-story lobby. I'd like to thank all the team members for helping bring this project to completion, especially during the challenging times presented by the pandemic. Construction is scheduled to begin in the spring of 2022.
UNM-CCC sequence of work analysis. Shortly after completing the planning and programming for the hospital expansion, we were asked by the UNM Cancer Center to provide them with a sequence of work that would outline the major milestones during construction. You know, we could have provided an 11 by 17 schedule and a 2-page narrative, but instead we created a series of sequential slides and a video animation that illustrated the construction process from the early packages all the way to site work and the final completion of the envelope. This video allowed the hospital leadership to get a better understanding of the project and have a tangible and clear idea and expectations during the construction. At the same time, I think it left a pretty clear impression that Huitt-Zollars understood the scope of work like no other firm did. We used this video during the project interview, and we're convinced that this is one of the reasons why we were ultimately selected to be the design architects for this project. Thanks.
Good afternoon, Huitt-Zollars. I'm DJ Brower, the project manager for the Signature Hangar project at Dallas Love Field. It was a unique project for Signature Hangar because they were required to build it as part of their lease agreement. And it was built during the COVID crisis. And we also had to deal with a 20-inch water line that was originally built in the 70s. That was public for many years, but the Dallas Water Utilities declared it private. We also had a sanitary sewer system that was built back in the 70s that was also considered private that we had to accommodate special design requirements for in order to incorporate it into the project. The 20-inch water line required reducing pressure zones on both ends. We also had to create a loop system, and it's been overall it was a great project. Thank you.
I would say the Campo del Sol Lazy River Amenity Center, its significance is that it's just a very unusual design for a community. It's something that we have only done one other time, and it's also something that other developers and other landscape architects are now copying. So we did it first, and now we're doing it again, and now we're seeing other firms copy that design in their development. So we've obviously, stepped into something that people, they like the design and they like the idea for their community. So, its uniqueness has an over 1,000-foot lazy river with beach entries and waterfalls, and it's a unique experience for a community. Most communities will just have either a splash pad or a swimming pool, and we combine all three of those into one unique design that just provides something really unique and different for the homeowners buying a home. The one that we did in Sunfield 2 years ago sold 768 homes in 1 year, which is a very high number. So.
The Lake Ralph Hall project is a progressive design build project. We were teamed with Flatiron. That was set up by Mr. Steve Simmons. He was the contact for that. The project is really a result of the Upper Trinity Regional Water District building a new lake, the first lake in a long time for North Texas. And as a result of building the lake, they had to relocate 2 roadways, State Highway 34 and FM 1550 for TxDOT. And so that's a general overview of the project. It's worthy of recognition because of several factors. I would say the first factor is that it was a progressive design build which had never really been utilized in Texas on a roadway project. So it was a unique design delivery method. It was new. I mean, Flatiron had some experience with it in other parts of the country, but in Texas, it was the first time it had been used. So I think from that standpoint, it was worthy of recognition. And I would say the second reason it's worthy of recognition is because of the effort that the team put in during the design. Having 3 different people review each submittal. It first went to Flatiron, then it went to the Upper Trinity, and then it ultimately went to TxDOT. So each submittal had unique, or several submittals back to back, which was kind of unique. But the team really stepped up, and there were some late nights, and I mean late nights into the early mornings to meet some of these submittals. But I felt like the team gelled. They seemed to pull together and work together. So it was really good to see that from a management standpoint, that the team seemed to enjoy working on the project.
The Red Tail signage project, it's for an existing park and amphitheater that the city of Plano is attempting to rebrand so that they can bring in more concerts, more plays, just a whole, they want to bring in a whole different entertainment set to their amphitheater area. And to do that, they hired a marketing firm that came up with the Red Tail Hawk and the name Red Tail Amphitheater. So the city hired us and said, how can we take this idea and rebrand the amphitheater with this new hawk logo? So we basically took that design, and I sat down with William Wallace in our Fort Worth office, structural designer who's really good with metal. And we came up with an idea to put this hawk logo on top of their signage, their existing signage, and then also build new sign monuments in which this hawk would be on top of there. And then we also took the red tail hawk and had it cut out of metal, sheets of metal, and then had those logos attached to the sides of their entry pavilions and their restroom pavilion and on the front of the stage. And it basically just changed the look of the whole amphitheater by branding it. And the really difficult part was getting this metal red tail hawk to stand up on these signages. With our wind and rain and everything that we get around here, it took a significant structural effort to make sure that these were going to stand up and stay up during certain events that may happen within the city of Dallas.
Hi, I'm Jeff Peasel. I'm the lead designer for the Broomfield Service Center expansion project. The project had a unique problem where we had shallow groundwater and shallow bedrock, so we had to address that to avoid costly foundation system of drill and caisson piers. So we devised a way to intercept the water and divert it around the site using a cutoff trench system to re-divert the water around our site and reintroduce that into the local groundwater system. For this innovation, we were awarded the Honors Award for the local ACEC chapter.
This project involves the reconstruction of New Haven Street in the Mission Valley area of El Paso. Design included over 2,000 linear feet of roadway improvements. It is now a road with two-way travel lanes with curb and gutter, including some sections of rolled curb and gutter. It also included a newly constructed storm sewer system with curb opening inlets, nearly 1,100 linear feet of 24-inch RCP, and a newly constructed retention pond. The project reflects a bike and hike aesthetic with trees and shrubs and rockscape ground cover.
Huitt-Zollars was contracted by J.V. DeSouza Architects to provide site civil, drainage, and utility improvements for the Desert Hope apartment complex in Las Cruces, New Mexico. This project is part of the City of Las Cruces' effort to provide residents experiencing homelessness with affordable furnished studio apartments and connect them with supplementary services to build independent living and provide tenancy skills. This project included the renovation of 20 existing apartment units and converting them to 40 studio units. The complex also included community space with a kitchen area, computer station and television, outdoor garden boxes, bike storage, laundry facilities, and offices that house the Mesilla Valley Public Housing Authority, property manager, and the caseworker from the Mesilla Valley Community of Hope. Residents also have access to quarterly health screenings and the Casa de Peregrinos food pantry, another of Huitt-Zollars projects currently out to bid. Huitt-Zollars provided the site grading, drainage, and water and wastewater connection plans for the project. The grading posed a challenge due to the flat existing grades of the site and having to match existing grades of adjacent properties. Several small ponds were incorporated into the landscaping areas to preserve the historical flows from the site. Huitt-Zollars also coordinated with the City of Las Cruces Utility Department to coordinate and get approval for the water and wastewater connections to the existing systems. This also posed a challenge due to the age of the existing systems and limited record information. Huitt-Zollars designed the connections to minimize the impacts to the existing mains and to bring the connections up to code by incorporating backflow preventers for the water connections and cleanouts for the wastewater connections. The project has received accolades from City Councilor Gabe Vasquez, who represents the district where Desert Hope is located, who stated to the Las Cruces Sun News, "This is really an innovative model that I'm extremely proud of."
This project represents an ongoing effort from El Paso Water to resolve water, wastewater, storm sewer, and reclaimed water conflicts on TxDOT projects. Typically, the turnaround time is very quick on these type of projects and requires a project manager to be efficient with TxDOT's local government project procedures. TxDOT requested for design plans and specifications to be completed within a 2-month period. Huitt-Zollars provided design and bidding services and will soon provide construction administration under a separate task order. The project involves a comprehensive conflict resolution design for El Paso Water's systems. For water, the proposed work includes 12-inch and 36-inch PVC water lines with 24 and 54-inch steel casing, which will be tunneled. For sewer, the proposed work consists of 15-inch PVC sewer line with a 30-inch steel casing, which will also be tunneled. This project called for the design of 25,000 linear feet of 12-inch and 8-inch water line, a 50,000-gallon elevated water tank, a packaged booster station, 3 pressure reducing valve stations, fire hydrants, and 17 water services that provides potable water for a colonia near Presidio, Texas. Construction wrapped in September of this year, where we also provided construction administration services.
Huitt-Zollars was retained by the El Paso Independent School District to conduct a structural and drainage analysis of this site around the Richardson Middle School gymnasium. The gymnasium was experiencing evidence of water intrusion and settling, causing a non-weight-bearing 40-foot wall to show signs of cracking, tilting, and overturning, and the wood floors in the gym to expand. A report was prepared to make recommendations on what needed to be done to correct the situation, and Huitt-Zollars prepared the design plans and provided construction administration for the project. The district's main concern was the safety of the students and the cost associated with having to continuously replace the wood floors in the gym. Huitt-Zollars reviewed the existing record drawings, performed detailed survey inside and outside of the gym, conducted a field investigation, and verified calculations to the existing foundation and drainage infrastructure. Based on this research, Huitt-Zollars prepared a structural analysis report and a drainage report detailing the evaluation and making recommendations to stabilize the 40-foot wall and make drainage improvements to the site. The design included plans to install piers at the existing footings to stabilize the wall and to jack the floor to level the court. In addition, Huitt-Zollars designed drainage improvements to convey runoff from the existing roof drains away from the building to the school's retention ponds. The design and construction had to be completed on a very tight schedule to accommodate various activities scheduled in the gym. The construction also had to accommodate an active campus with over 1,000 students on site. The pier installation and the floor jackings, which involved removing the existing wood floors and cutting into the gym floor slab, had to be completed between volleyball season and basketball season. In addition, all the work in the gym needed to be completed so that a new wood floor could be installed during the winter break and be ready to play on during basketball season. The design team coordinated closely with the district staff, campus administration, and contractor during construction. The project was completed on time and on budget.
Huitt-Zollars provided a transboundary environmental information document and a technical memorandum for wastewater projects that may potentially receive funding from EPA on the Mexican side of the border. The environmental report and tech memo essentially need to prove that these sewer projects will also be beneficial on the U.S. side of the border and provide technical expertise on diverting wastewater flows to the U.S. side, either to Naco, Arizona or Bisbee, Arizona, in case of an emergency.
The Four Leaf, a well-appointed high-rise condominium in the heart of the uptown Houston district, was originally constructed in 1982. Its iconic 40-story double towers were designed by renowned architect Cesar Pelli, and each tower includes 200 condominium units. In 2019, the Huitt-Zollars Interiors team was awarded the opportunity to provide interior design services for the renovation of amenities and all public areas. Reception, party room, staff space, elevator lobbies, and residential hallways were all to be updated to reflect the sophisticated expectations of its residents. Of particular importance was attracting younger buyers in a competitive market while also increasing the value of the property. Of equal importance was the reduction of maintenance cost and increasing life cycle by exploring energy-saving lighting solutions within the 72 residential corridors. With over 300 residents, satisfying all parties would be unattainable. Thus, a representative committee of 5 clients was formed. However, this was not the first time the exercise had been undertaken, and other firms had fallen short on satisfying the expectations of the committee. Building trust and understanding was imperative if the team was to succeed. From skeptical to receptive, then cautiously optimistic, the clients eventually became enthusiastic and passionate about the process and the proposed design. Unfortunately, the same 5-member committee, formed to represent all of the residents, itself became scrutinized for being too closely guarded with design decisions. In the end, internal politics proved too strong and the board was disbanded, and along with it, the project. And though the project did not come to fruition in terms of construction, the project did exceed expectations of profitability. The complex construction phasing challenge of an occupied residential building was a problem the team was able to solve both in terms of timeliness and cost should the project have continued as planned. In the end, Huitt-Zollars Interiors team produced a holistic design that was sensitive to the history of the iconic building, managed and exceeded expectations of the committee, and conceived an innovative, show-stopping, quality-driven design that Huitt-Zollars can feel proud of.
Huitt-Zollars was retained by TxDOT to provide services for the resurfacing of State Highway 521 from Interstate 610 to Broadhurst Drive. Construction of work consisted of rehabilitation of existing road, including base repair, milling, seal coat, thin overlay, concrete pipe, and pavement markings. This roadway is a primary route which also serves as a key arterial into the Texas Medical Center. Because of the heavy traffic, managing traffic flow to allow for construction activities to occur was a challenge. 8 different intersections had traffic signal and striping upgrades to improve the vehicular movements along the corridor. Additionally, local flooding issues were addressed with improved drainage systems at various locations. Though the project was being funded by TxDOT, extensive interagency coordination was required with the City of Houston, Harris County Flood Control District, and the railroad. The completion of the project provided for a new riding surface and improved mobility in the area.
The City of Dickinson requested our services in modifying existing spaces to serve the community during the pandemic. The CARE Act would reimburse the city for the cost of changes needed to create a safe environment for city employees and the public coming to the City Hall. The challenge was that the work would need to be designed and built in a matter of weeks in order to receive the CARE Act reimbursement. The council chamber's design was the main focus. The dais was expanded to allow for proper social distancing between the council members. An ADA ramp was added and finishes were updated. The other request Huitt-Zollars addressed was the addition of a drive-up teller window. This would allow for a safe interaction between the public and the service provider. The Huitt-Zollars team worked across the West Houston and downtown Houston offices to wrap up the documents and oversee the renovation. The work was done to a successful conclusion with a satisfied client.
Greens Parkway Municipal Utility District is a 550-acre tract located in Houston near the George Bush Intercontinental Airport. The district provides water, sanitary, and drainage to the homes and businesses within the district. As a district engineer, we advise the district on engineering-related items, keeping the district in compliance with the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and other agency rules and regulations. We design and maintain the district's water plant, water mains, wastewater treatment plant, lift stations, sanitary sewer lines, and emergency power facilities. All of this requires facilities management skills, civil, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing engineering, as well as surveying and administrative support. Due to our proactive approach in facilities management by creating a GIS model, asset management plan, and a capital improvement plan, the Board of Directors has the tools they need to run a successful district.
Huitt-Zollars was contracted by the Harris County Flood Control District to conduct a planning study for the entire 19.2 square miles of Keegan's Bayou watershed, with the primary goal of identifying the causes of the widespread flooding in the watershed and developing a roadmap for short-term and long-term drainage improvements. The project required coordination with 2 counties, 3 different cities, TxDOT, and Houston Metro. The mostly urban area has limited right-of-way for drainage improvements and detention, so we had to come up with a unique solution to address the drainage problems. The study developed 4 short-term drainage improvement projects and 1 long-term project, which include about 2,428 acre-feet of regional detention basins, 3 miles of channel widening, and storm sewer improvements. 2 of the short-term projects were advanced to the preliminary design stage. The client was impressed with our knowledge and experience on drainage analysis, design, and construction, which resulted in practical solutions to implement.
Huitt-Zollars, along with our registered accessibility specialist, has performed assessments on 54 of Metro's existing park and rides, transit centers, and facilities. This was performed with detailed field inspection, and detailed cost estimates were provided to Metro for their CIP programming. Metro has then selected Huitt-Zollars to perform the design on 4 of these park and rides, including the Downtown Transit Center. Downtown Transit Center is a hub and connects major park and rides as well as transit center connections. The design efforts were expedited to meet the construction schedule and take advantage of the low traffic volumes within the downtown Houston. But even with the challenging schedule, Huitt-Zollars' team was able to complete the project 4 months ahead of schedule, not to forget the challenges we had from COVID.
Hi, I'm Leslie Manzano. The sidewalk curb and ramp assessment was an effort to create a comprehensive database of pedestrian accessible features for the Five Corner District that includes tax increment reinvestment zone, also called TERS 9 and 25. The data analysis results were designed to allow the district, TERS 9 and 25, to update their capital project plans, initiate projects, and prioritize accessibility improvements. There was about 800 to 1,000 sites were assessed and constructed within a time frame of 9 months. As an engineer of record, HC used an innovative approach, creating an online platform that gave access to before, ongoing, and after pictures, which enabled the client to have access to the ongoing construction activities.
One of the noteworthy aspects of the California Central Coast Veterans Cemetery project was the level of personalized service provided during design and construction. We were asked to accelerate our design schedule in order to meet federal grant funding deadlines, which we did. We provided proactive services during construction, including looking ahead to identify potential problems and develop workaround solutions. We were encountered with an unforeseen condition, and we came up with a simple, elegant, and cost-effective solution that minimized the impact on the project. We also provided follow-up services after construction to help them as they're looking at maintaining their project.
We were hired by the city of Simi Valley to model the Tapo Canyon watershed over 2,200 square miles. Over 1,000 structures are in the floodplain. We developed a two-dimensional rainfall runoff model of a steep canyon and an undersized channel, and were able to remove 500 structures from the floodplain. The results of the study were approved and presented at the Floodplain Management Association, and we received more than 250 applause from the attendants.
For the assessment of Building 369, Huitt-Zollars addressed renovation and repurposing of a former military building for use in the city's Great Park Cultural Terrace area. This building, along with others adjacent to it, provide an important link to the site's legacy as a Marine Corps Air Station at El Toro. This was believed to be the last place where many of our servicemen touched American soil before leaving for Vietnam, and the first place where many Vietnamese refugees arrived in America seeking freedom after the fall of Saigon. The client was very pleased with the level of detail and thoroughness of our report and our cost estimate, and they awarded us another similar assignment on one of the other buildings on the base.
This project was for Patriot Development Partners for the development of a 100,000 square foot industrial warehouse building on approximately 4.5 acres of previously developed land located in the city of Ontario, California. The project included the removal of an existing bottling facility and parking lot and construction of a new Class A warehouse, truck dock, truck court, and parking lot. This project was the first with this client, which has helped us earn their trust to be part of their development team and has led to 10 additional development projects. This project was for the Rockefeller Development Group for a 285,000 square foot industrial warehouse building on approximately 14 acres of land in the city of Fontana, California. The development required the roadway widening along the project frontage as well as truck and auto parking areas. To help mitigate the stormwater runoff generated by the development, the design team incorporated the use of an underground infiltration chamber system. The system was designed to detain the 100-year storm flows down to less than the pre-developed 25-year storm and reduce the overall drainage impact on the downstream storm drain facilities.
Belmont Village Senior Living is a longtime client of the company with 18 successful projects in Texas, California, Georgia, Illinois, and Arizona, completed by the Houston downtown and LA offices. Belmont Village provides a wide spectrum of senior living support for their projects, from independent living to assisted living to memory care. This offers the flexibility to provide the right levels of care as the needs of the residents change, while also allowing couples with different care needs to stay together. Belmont's first project in Florida, located in Fort Lauderdale, was designed by the Orlando office. It consists of 204 units in a 12-story high-rise located on the Intracoastal Waterway, 1/2 mile from the Atlantic Ocean. The site was originally a surface parking lot located behind an active retail center, so the design team had to work creatively to develop a site solution to solve the displaced parking of the retail center while maintaining a secure environment for the community's senior residents. The solution transformed the 1.2-acre parking lot into a striking high-rise senior living community that is carefully designed to optimize views and embrace the style, culture, and beauty of Fort Lauderdale, all while creating a rich and vibrant community where seniors can be active, socially engaged, and thrive. The design showcases the main resident gathering spaces on the 12th floor with panoramic views of the Intracoastal Waterway, the Atlantic Ocean, and the skyline of Fort Lauderdale. The project was completed in February 2020 and was ready to open just as the pandemic hit. It eventually opened in late 2020 and has since become another great success for Belmont Village.
We've been working on the Eastmark Master Plan community for 10 years. Eastmark is the best-selling master plan community in Arizona, and each year ranks in the top 20 master plan communities in the United States. Overall, Eastmark is about 5 square miles of development, and DU6 Phase 3 includes 7 parcels and 405 lots. Our team provided planning, survey, and final engineering services for DU6 Phase 3. The team provided outstanding service on this project by meeting tight deadlines and providing approvals on this project ahead of schedule. During construction, we were always available to answer questions in a timely manner to avoid delays.
The Santana West Area Drainage Master Plan covers a watershed area of 46 square miles within the rapidly developing southeastern valley of the Phoenix Metro in Arizona. This ADMP is a part of Flood Control District of Maricopa County's history of proactively mapping flood hazards, establishing mitigation solutions, and constructing flood control infrastructure throughout the county. This ADMP includes a complex Flow 2D model creation in areas where man-made disturbances have introduced channel systems, drainage structures, and retention systems. The large area includes multiple municipalities where stakeholder and public involvement are critical for the project's success.
Huitt-Zollars provided a due diligence report for our client who is in escrow to purchase an RV resort in Maricopa County, Arizona. The report included the zoning and development regulations and a review of the existing conditions and anticipated lifespan of existing utility, roadway, and storm drainage improvements throughout the community. The client was very happy with our work and offered us additional projects. This was the first of 5 of these types of projects done for this client in Arizona. We've also done one in Las Vegas and a few in Southern California. This client continues to look for additional developments to purchase.
The Cliffs is a single-family residential community consisting of 40 acres and 70 lots adjacent to the Colorado River in Parker, Arizona, with an extreme amount of vertical elevation of 150 feet between the river and the proposed lots. This unique project also includes a community deck by the river and boat ramp access. On this project phase, we prepared improvement plans for the water, sewer, paving, grading, storm drain, and final plat, which also included water and wastewater systems. It's been a challenging project site, and we managed to deliver our services to our client of 20 years with excellent teamwork.
The grid is a unique public-private partnership to bring the residential and specialized commercial development to downtown Mesa, Arizona. It is constructed over and around an existing parking garage. The team provided survey services for existing and proposed utilities for the building addition, as well as an analysis for conflicting utility crossings within the roadway and parking for the demo plans. We also completed construction staking and will be providing future services as this project progresses. Due to the complexity of the site, we were quick to respond to phone calls and requests from the client. John Fraze went above and beyond for this client because it required quick turnaround with middle or end of the day site visits.
Victory.
An active adult community located in the city of Buckeye has been planned around a golf course and, more importantly, an extensive path and trail system. Hiking and walking paths top the list of what active adults are looking for in their community. Phase 7 and 8 represents the next phases of the overall project. Our team has been awarded by our client as a sole engineer for the entire 1,200-acre community. We have been working on this project for the past 11 years. We are confident we will complete the remaining phases because our team will continue knocking out of the park, or in this case, the golf course.
Huitt-Zollars survey crew members traveled to Nevada to stake a mining claim, facilitating the location and acquisition of rare earth elements. The team had to locate and access the remote project site, taking extra initiatives to stay on the existing roads. The main access point to the project was blocked by a locked gate, so the crew researched an alternate point of entry. It was important for the team to be aware of the environmental sensitivity of the area so they could safely stake claims for the client. Proper planning, including a daily action plan, ensured the project was completed on time and within budget, which was especially important with it being an out-of-state project site.